Good afternoon to you, wherever you may be in this glorious county. Humboldt Crabs baseball is on the air. Hi, I'm Hoke Holcomb, and I'll be joined by my broadcasting buddy, the Professor Benjamin Schaefer. Before too long, we're coming to you from the Don Turbush announcer's booth high atop the Arcata ballpark, located just a block from the historic plaza in downtown Arcata. And today, the final game of a three-game set between the Crabs and their cross-state rivals, the Reading Colt 45's. The first two games have been all Crabs. Last night, it was a shellacking, and it was a shellacking from the get-go. Before you could say Jackie Robinson, the Crabs had amassed 6 runs in the first 2 innings, 6 runs on 10 hits. They went on to win by a score of 13-3. The previous night was a close ball game until the Crabs erupted for 3 insurance runs in the 7th to end up winning by a score of 7-3. But I would remind everyone that it was only last weekend that the Crabs came into the Sunday tussle having spanked the Walnut Creek Crawdads Friday and Saturday evening, only to have their 10-game winning streak upended by the Crawdads on Sunday last. So we ought not be overconfident. This Colt 45's team is better than they've demonstrated in the first 2 games of this series. They played us very close 2 games in Reading. And so it all depends on the pitching this afternoon, what they can bring to the mound. If they are unable to staunch the Crabs' offense, we're going to be in for another rout, perhaps, because the Crabs have going for them today Matthew Hernandez, who's been outstanding this season. It is, again, I ought to put this on, well, we can't say that any longer. I give my age by saying we ought to put this on tape, but again, it is a beautiful, perfect day for baseball. We do have a slight breeze this afternoon to cool the shirt-sleeved crowd. Sun-drenched ballpark, blue sky, and the field is in superb condition, all chalked and purty and ready to go. The Crabs are in their traditional home whites this afternoon with the red numerals on the back and Crabs across the front, and of course the visiting Reading Colt 45's in the unis that they've had in the first 2 games with the white trousers, gold tops, and their numbers are on the back. Colt 45's across the front of their jerseys. The Crabs come into this game with a record of 31 wins and 4 losses. That is, needless to say, stupendous. In addition to that, if you take a look at the Crabs statistically this year, you'll see something we haven't seen in a long time. And I've started to do a little research. I've only gone back 5 years. I'm going to be able to go back at least 10 more. But this Crabs team is hitting, as a team, is hitting .317. Now, a couple of years ago, we had a team that hit .300, and that was somewhat of a rarity. Last year, we hit a very respectable .280. A couple of years ago, we hit in the .270s. So for a Crabs team to hit .317 is, well, it's close to unprecedented, and we'll check out and see how long it's been since we have amassed that kind of statistic. The Crabs have also had good power numbers and good numbers in terms of having a good eye at the plate. They've taken a lot of walks. Now, in some cases, that's simply wildness on the part of the pitcher. Chase Fernlin had 2 pitches thrown behind his head last night. That's no fun. But it's also a matter of a good eye. So you get a batter like Burks, who Jeremiah gets a lot of walks, and he also gets a lot of extra base hits. So when they put it in there, he smacks it, and when it's a ball, he lets the umpire say, "Take your base," and that's a nice combination to have at the plate. Crowd still coming into the ballpark this afternoon. It is a kind of special day at the ballpark because the Humboldt Humane Society is here giving information out about the wonderful work they do. And I think they only have 1 dog up for adoption. We usually have a number of dogs that they bring to the ballpark for adoption, but for some reason they weren't able to work that out. I guess some of the dogs feel, a little shy about being in front of all these folks, but we do have 1 dog here who is for adoption. And in addition to that, we have duplicated a gentleman, and we'll get his or her name, has duplicated a feat that has caught the fancy of baseball fans in the Midwest, and that is they have trained a dog, I guess we could call him Water Dog, to bring water to a specific umpire or umpires at some point in the game. And so prior to today's ball game, as the umpires were getting their umpiring uniforms on in the little, what do you call that, shed? It's not a formal dressing room. But anyhow, the dog came over to sniff Don Hofacker. And the dog determined that Don Hofacker smelled a heck of a lot like donuts. So the dog will know at the given time, I'm not sure what inning this is supposed to take place, but the dog will bring a little wagon out. The dog will pull out a little wagon, and on that wagon will be a thermos full of water for the designated umpire. A very cute trick, and we look for a perfect day to have it done at the ballpark, as we are having the Humane Society here encouraging people to adopt a pet. The field is being watered now. We see a couple of the umpires coming out. We missed an umpire last night. I don't know if we got any word on what happened to Daniel Osborne. He had work? Oh, well, that's good. So it wasn't an injury or illness, just a scheduling mix-up involving work, so that's good. We have the full complement of 3 umpires today, and we'll be sharing those with you. They are out meeting with the managers of the 2 clubs, Robin Guyver and Greg Cataray, exchanging lineups. All right, let me give you the lineup for the visiting Colt 45's from Reading. Even though they've been spanked in the first 2 ball games, I would still argue they're probably pretty happy to spend a weekend here on the coast, because today it was supposed to get to 115 degrees in Reading. Very, very pleasant here. All right, for the Colt 45's, leading off the speedster, the center fielder, Latrell Harris. Batting second, the second baseman, Curtis Perrin. Batting third and serving as the designated hitter, Connor Fabing. Hitting cleanup and playing in left field this afternoon, Wilson Cassell. Batting fifth in right, Jackson Murphy. Hitting sixth and playing third base, Thomas Ahlstrom. Batting seventh at first base, Casey Trusclair. Batting eighth and doing the catching this afternoon, Brendan Yon. And batting ninth at shortstop will be Devin Orr. On the mound for the Colt 45's will be Kyle Smith, and we'll give you a little more information on Kyle as we proceed. For the Humboldt Crabs, leading off, the designated hitter and leading Crabs batter, but not by much, is Devin Lehman. Lehman serving as the designated hitter this afternoon. Batting second in left field will be Kyler Murphy. Hitting third at shortstop this afternoon, Jeremiah Burks. Burks at short. Hitting cleanup at first base, Ryan Myers. Myers, with 8 home runs on the season, is only 1 away from the wood bat record established by Brian Blauser in the early 2000s of 9. And might point out there is a little bit of a breeze blowing out today. It is day baseball, so the ball tends to carry more than at night when the fog settles in. So could be a day, an historic day for the Crabs. Anyhow, Ryan Myers batting cleanup and playing first base. Batting fifth in center field, Alex Aguirre. Batting sixth in right, Kyle Blakeman. Hitting seventh and playing at third base, he had a great night last night as the first baseman, had 4 base knocks, Alejandro Lara. Lara at third. Batting eighth and doing the catching will be R.J. Hasse. Batting ninth at second base. I've often seen him at shortstop, but this afternoon Jack Crowell will be at second base. And on the mound for the Humboldt Crabs will be Matthew Hernandez. Tim Warner is Turner is giving the lineups to the crowd. While he does that, let me tell you the umpires for today's game as I write them down in my scorebook. Calling the balls and strikes will be Michael Cowan. Cowan calling balls and strikes. At first base, Daniel O'Hearn. O'Hearn at first base, and at third base will be Don Hofacker. All right. And the Crabgrass Band is with us today. Oh, today Mike Craighead will do the national anthem, and then we'll hear the Crabgrass Band later. All right, Michael Craighead with the national anthem. And we'll be ready to go in just a minute. Arriving just in time with, as promised, the broom for the sweep over the Colt 45's. My broadcasting buddy, the Professor Benjamin Schaefer. Nice looking broom, Benjamin.
Thank you. Yeah, it's out on the porch. Blue and white, sort of crab's colors.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Benjamin, if you've listened to our broadcasts before, you know he is the kind of guy who likes to rub it in. And the broom is certainly a way of saying...
Only against worthy opponents.
Is that it? Oh, okay.
Only against worthy opponents.
And you know, Benjamin...
They're a worthy opponent.
We're not done with Reading today.
We're not.
Because Tuesday night we're playing the Reading Ringtails.
Oh, the Ringtails. They've never been here before,
No.
I don't think. We used to have a team called the Reading Oaks that would come in here once in a while.
That's right.
And, but the Ringtails, all right, Tuesday night. And then the other team that I like beating is the B-52s.
And they'll be here Wednesday.
They're going to be here Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting game Wednesday. That's one nobody's going to want to miss because that's the rubber game of the 3-game series this year.
That's right.
And I'm hoping next year we have – these are all kind of last-minute arrangements with the B-52s this year. They were not scheduled. But let's hope next year that we can actually schedule like a weekend series with them. That would be great.
I would be very surprised if we don't do that.
Yeah.
Because
the house fills for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great to see all these guys who used to play for the Crabs.
And some other local players.
Some other local players. It's great.
B-52s, yeah.
Really nice. So looking forward to that on – unfortunately, I can't put the broom out on Wednesday.
Nope.
Since they split the first two. But today, the broom is mounted and ready to go.
I've heard of a brewmeister, but you are a broommeister. On the mound, taking his warm-up pitches, Matthew Hernandez. He's been outstanding this season. Two wins, no losses in 27 innings of work. He has struck out 25, and get this, walked only 2. 2 walks in 27 innings. He comes in with a super earned run average of 1.33. And Hernandez this afternoon will be pitching to R.J. Hasse. The rest of the Crabs defensively, Ryan Myers will be at first base, Jack Crowell at second, Jeremiah Burks, the shortstop, Alejandro Lara at third, and in the outfield, it'll be Kyler Murphy in left, Alex Aguirre in center, and Kyle Blakeman in right field. All right, ready to go. Latrell Harris to lead it off.
Last night, he was
0 for
4.
Yeah, he's 0 for the series thus far, and the first pitch is a called strike. He comes in hitting .333, but the Crabs have kept him in check, and this is a guy you want to keep off the bases because he's fast.
Well, and when he
fast.
did, as a matter of fact, get on a fielder's choice last night.
Ground ball just foul. That's right. He manufactured a run.
And as you said, he did. He promptly stole second, and then went to third on a throwing error, and then came home on a ground out.
No balls and 2 strikes, so Hernandez ahead of the count on Latrell Harris. Right-hander versus right-hander. Matthew comes to the plate 0-2, and he swings and misses, does Harris, on a curveball that was a bit outside. 1 down. So 3 fine pitches to start things off for Matthew Hernandez, and that'll bring up Curtis Perrin. Perrin hitting .303 on the season. Last night he was 0 for 2 officially. He walked and he did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. Left-handed batter, and the first pitch to him is over but low, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0, an excuse me grounder coming off the mound quickly is Hernandez to throw him out at first base. So Perrin, an excuse me grounder, didn't mean to swing.
Boy, Hernandez was very quick off the mound there.
He was.
Wasn't he?
That could have been a swinging bunt. But Hernandez quickly off the mound and threw out Perrin without too much difficulty. 2 down, here's Connor Fabing, the designated hitter. Comes in hitting .345, 3 home runs, and 26 driven across.
Last night he was 3 for 4, all singles.
The previous night he hit the 3-run home run that accounted for all the runs for the Colt 45's, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. The 0-1 to Fabing. A bit low, a ball and a strike. We do have a breeze. Not great, but could be a factor. If it picks up a bit. Swing and a miss. Hernandez pulled the string and Fabing out in front. The count 1-2. The 1-2 offering. Ground ball foul just outside of third base. Folks still coming into the ballpark. The perfect place to be on a summer afternoon. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Hernandez up with it. The toss to first. 2 assists for Hernandez in that inning, and the Colt 45's are down in order at the end of half an inning. The Colt 45's nothing, and the Crabs coming to bat. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE, 1480 Arcadia Eureka. Little David Bowie in the background from the Crabgrass Band as Kyle Smith takes his warm-up pitches for the Colt 45's. Smith comes into the ballgame with a record of 1 win and 2 setbacks, a high earned run average of 6.13. But in 22 innings of pitching, he has struck out 20 batters. So he's got some stuff. He'll be pitching to Brendan Yan, Y-A-N-N. I don't know if it's Yan or Yan. I think we've been saying Yan.
We've been saying Yan.
Okay.
It's spelled Yan, right?
I thought it was Y-A-N-N.
Oh, I thought it was Y-A-W-N, literally.
We'll check that out.
I think it's Y-A-W-N.
It is YAWN. Okay, so I shall yawn. Devin Lehman to lead it off for the Crabs, and he takes the first pitch low and away. Lehman will be followed by Kyler Murphy, and Jeremiah Brooks will set the Colt 45's up for you defensively after this pitch. Line drive into left field, base hit. So Lehman right off the bat puts a runner aboard for the Humboldt Crabs, and that'll bring up Kyler Murphy. Defensively for the Colt 45's, it's Casey Trosclair at first base. Curtis Perrin is the second sacker. Devin Orr at short and Thomas Ahlstrom at third. In the outfield from left to right, Wilson Cassell, Latrell Harris, and Jackson Murphy. Again, Brandon Yon flashing signs out to the right-hander Kyle Smith. Back foot on the rubber.
Murphy comes in batting .307.
And he grounds the first pitch over the mound to second baseman. He's got it. He's not able to tag the runner, but he throws to first to get that out.
They got the out at first, too. He tagged the bag.
Oh, he did tag the bag, so it's a double play.
He caught it right on top of the bag, essentially.
I thought he was off the bag when he got
Nope,
it.
He was out of there.
So a 4-3 double play. Nice effort by Curtis Perrin. And there are two down. That'll bring up Jeremiah Burks. Burks has hit well since coming back off of an injury that kept him out for a week and a half.
He's at .356, and last night, what did he have, 3 hits last night? He had, let's see, in last night's game, he had 3 hits, including a double.
First night he came back, he had a single and a triple, so he is hitting it well. Pops that one behind us, and the count evens at a ball and a strike.
I would pick, given it's getting late in the season, it's time to start thinking about who the Crabs' most valuable player is, and I would pick Burks. I know he's been out for a couple weeks, and
next pitch is a bit low, 2-1.
Myers has the best numbers on the team by far, but Burks plays a lot of different positions. He's incredible defensively. He's good at every position. He's fast. He's just early in the season.
I'm glad
he got hurt.
I'm glad I don't have to make that call. I think I'd make it a team most valuable player.
Yeah, I know. We have a lot of really good players.
Guys.
Yeah.
Fastball just a bit inside, and the count goes to 2-1 now on Jeremiah
Well,
Burks.
Myers definitely has a case. Yeah, it's a tough call.
Callahan has a case.
Yeah, Callahan has a case.
The 2-1. Slow grounder. Third baseman's got it. He's got to get there quickly and does to get the speedy Burks by half a step. So the Crabs down in the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left, and at the end of an inning complete, we're scoreless. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480 Arcadia, Eureka.
Folks, if you look over to the third base line, this is Zara, one of Sequoia Humane Society's many success stories. She was adopted as a puppy to a wonderful family who loves her dearly.
Of the middle third of the Colt 45's order to face Matthew Hernandez in the top of the second inning. Each team sent the minimum number of batters to the plate in the first inning. Crabs had a base hit, immediately erased by a double play.
My favorite day of the year at the ballpark. It's Sequoia Humane Society Day. They have dogs bringing water out to the umpires.
That was very cool. Curveball misses wide to Wilson Cassell. Cassell hitting .356 on the year. A couple of home runs, 24 driven across. Right-hander versus right-hander. Hernandez comes to the plate, and Cassell takes it over but high. 2 balls and no strikes.
It'd be great to see some of those dogs adopted today.
Well, actually, they only have one dog today.
Oh, only one today.
Yeah, there's a strike called, fastball in the outside corner. A couple of the dogs were a little too shy to come into this kind of setting. Apparently.
Yeah, a lot of people here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that. Yeah.
But there are plenty at the Humane Society for adoption. High with a fastball. 3 balls and a strike now to Wilson Cassell. The 3-1 offering. Right down the heart of the plate. 3-2. R.J. Hasse flashes signs out. Hernandez, a quick worker, comes back with a full count pitch, and it's fouled off to the right, not a play. So we'll do it again, 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. High fly ball into center field. Moving over under it is a gear, and he puts it away for the first out. So Kessel skies to center, 1 gone, and that'll bring up their power hitter, Jackson Murphy.
Was 1 for 3 last night with a double.
Hitting .319 on the year. And we've mentioned a couple of times, he also has 8 round trippers on the season. Big right-handed right fielder. The pitch to Murphy, he checks his swing, and it's a little bit high. Asking the first base umpire, and he said he did not swing. So Cowan checked with O'Hearn at first base and said Murphy held up. The 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Heater above the belt. It's 1-1. The 1-1 offering. Curveball misses wide, 2-1. Ground ball down to the third baseman. Up with it is Lara. Throws across the diamond, 2 down. Two away for Thomas Ahlstrom. Ahlstrom did not play in last night's game, but he did play in the by Blakeman, who gets it back in. The first base hit of the ball game for the Colt 45's, a 2-out single for Thomas Ahlstrom. That'll bring to the plate Casey Trusclair. Of course, we are in agreement that that is the ultimate baseball name. Trusclair. No, Casey.
He came in last night as a pinch hitter. I don't know if he played in the first game, but last night he came in the 9th and struck out.
He did not
and
play in the
everybody
first.
else who batted in the 9th inning.
That's right. Yeah, Najee Brush mowed him down. First pitch is fouled off to the left and out of play. No, Casey did not play Friday, so his pinch hitting effort last night was his first appearance in the series, getting a start this afternoon, playing at first base. Left-handed batter. Hernandez is at the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Matthew now ahead 0-2. We mentioned when these batters come up, we'll often say left-handed hitter or righty versus righty. For those of you who are watching on the stream, you think, well, why does he need to tell that? We can see that, but we got radio listeners out here in our land. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called at
nice
the knees.
Pitch.
Second strikeout of the ball game. And for the Colt 45's, no runs. There was a hit, no errors, 1 left, and at the end of an inning and a half, we're scoreless. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Rica. Oh, perfecto. I need to stand up more. Maybe a few more today, huh? An extra 100 today?
Yeah, we can hope.
687, I think. Oh, no, a guy just came out of the restroom. 688.
Sounds about right. Today is Redwood Adventure Day at the ballpark. It's brought to you by Humboldt County Office of Education's Redwood Adventures team that includes many of our city, state, national, and federal parks and public lands who provide opportunities to get outside and play. Slip the slug and Frosty the Crustacean are teaming up to bring you a little adventure quest here at the Crab Stand. Look for Team HCU next to the Crab's Gear booth to get your quests on.
All right, heading into the bottom of the second inning, it'll be the heart of the Crabs order, Ryan Myers, Alex Aguirre, and Kyle Blakeman to face the right-hander Kyle Smith.
Ryan Myers comes in batting .391. He's got a .517 on-base percentage and a .696 slugging average.
First baseman from Montana State University, number 20, Ryan Myers.
From Montana State, that's up near our buddy Jake Martin in
That's right.
Wyoming, and next door neighbors.
And he leads the
I
Crabs.
thought Jake was going to come down sometime this season.
Jake was, but he hurt his
thing?
foot and his
Was it
knee.
knee,
I think it was
wasn't
his knee, and he was unable. I was very sorry to hear that he was unable to come visit us.
Oh,
But he listens to the games a lot on the radio. I don't know if he listens to every game, but
we miss you, Jake.
we miss him if you're listening.
1-0 the count to Ryan Myers. High fly ball that's going to stay in the park. Right fielder and center fielder. It's going to be the center fielder, Latrell Harris, in medium depth center. So Myers gets under it but doesn't get everything into it. Skies to center, one gone, and that'll bring up Alex Aguirre.
Well, Aguirre's batting .338 with a .688 slugging. That's second on the club.
Aguirre, also right-handed hitter. And the first pitch to him on the inside corner at the belt for a called strike one.
Last night he was 1 for 4. Ended up scoring 2 runs.
The 1-0 pitch. Curveball swung at and missed. It's 0-2. Brendan Yan flashing signs out to his battery mate Smith, and the 0-2 pitch stays up with a fastball, 1-2. One and two to Alex Aguirre. Ground ball to the shortstop on a couple of hops. He's got it, throws across the diamond low, and it gets by the first baseman.
That was a strange throw.
And that'll be an error on Devin Orr. So the Crabs get a gift runner with one out here in the second inning, and that'll bring up Kyle Blakeman.
That ball, he threw that ball about, 20 feet, and it just rolled to first base.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't even close. It must have slipped out of his hand.
It had to have, yes.
Here's Kyle Blakeman. Everyone who's ever played the game has had that happen. It is most embarrassing.
Oh, yes.
And of course, it happens on the mound. That's why we'll get balls that are thrown to the backstop without a hop. Here's Kyle Blakeman, right-handed hitter. Swings on the first pitch and hits it deep to right center fielder. Latrell on his horse. He reaches up and makes the catch on the warning track. A running catch by Latrell Harris to take a hit away from Kyle Blakeman, who sent him all the way to the warning track in center field. 2 down. So Harris, busy out in center, has made the 2 putouts in this inning, and it'll bring up Alejandro Lara. We mentioned earlier he had a huge night last night with 4 base hits. Saw his average climb a bit. The runner goes. The pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second base, and he is safe.
Yeah, he's up to 286 now.
Aguirre picks up a stolen base. How many is that for Alex this year?
That is number 7.
All right. So the Crabs now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. The pitch was a strike to Alejandro Laras. 0-1 the count. Kyle Smith now back foot on the rubber. A look back at second base, comes to the plate. It's slow, a ball and a strike. Long look in now by Smith. Now he takes too long, and Lara asks for time and is granted it by Michael Cowan. Now Smith set. Comes to the plate. Lara lets it go by, and it's a ball, low and away, 2-1. 2-1 to Alejandro Lara. Aguirre takes his lead at second. There are 2 down in the second. We're scoreless. Just misses with a breaking pitch, 3-1. Hitters count for Lara. Alejandro would like to pick up the first run standing on at second base in the form of Aguirre. But that pitch is low, ball 4. So Lara walks to first. There are now 2 on and 2 gone, and it'll bring up R.J. Hussey.
Hussey batting .304. He has 14 RBIs.
And I heard Tim say Roberto. Are we going with Roberto now instead of...
to be called Roberto.
All right.
Oh, fabulous. Okay,
so
Roberto.
We've been
Hussey.
using R.J. up till now, but it is Roberto.
That's what the R stands for.
That's what the R stands for. All right.
Really?
First pitch is a called strike. Well, his father is Roberto. His father's Roberto, as I recall. His mother's Kim. They were very nice and brought us some goodies, wonderful goodies, from San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, the coffee. I've been drinking the coffee they brought. It's delicious.
0-1 the count to Roberto, and the fastball is a bit inside, 1-1.
We're still eating the chips up here.
2 on, 2 gone. A good salsa. The 1-1 to Roberto Hussey. Fouls it straight back off the top of the screen. The pole going across the top of the screen. So the count is 1-2. Smith, very deliberate worker with runners on base. His 1-2 pitch misses wide, 2-2. Aguirre leads from second, Lara from first. The 2-2 pitch to Hussey is hit in the air to shallow center field. Second baseman backpedaling, he's under and he makes the catch, backing away from home plate. So the Crabs denied in the second inning, no runs. Complete, 0-0. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480 Arcadia Rica. So I was curious, you mentioned this Perino's restaurant. Where everything. We have not heard about Humboldt Morton.
Humble Pie will satisfy any craving. They're on 828 I Street at Biz if you wear your Crabs gear.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Okay. Season by Tracy Mack Friday night when you were out, Benjamin.
Oh, yeah?
And it turns out, a curveball. It catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Starting next year, we're one day a year, one day each season, we're going to have a Foundation Day in which we honor some of the people most responsible for giving us what we have today. And so they're already preparing a shirt that may be out before this season ends. I was just down to the souvenir stand. High pop-up into foul territory. First baseman Myers moves over to make the put-out. 2 down. They're going to have a shirt honoring Ned Marsulia.
Sure.
Of course, Lou Bonamini.
Of course, Lou Bonamini.
Jerry Nutter.
Of course, Jerry
And
Nutter.
a fourth person that I was most happy to hear about, Don Turbush.
Nice.
Don Turbush was up 3 decades or more. And that was a suggestion of Larry Zerlang. Larry Zerlang, most valuable board member in perpetuity, said, yeah. There's a ground ball to the second baseman by Latrell Harris. Throw to first. And very quickly, The Colt 45's are gone in the third inning, nothing across, and at the end, once, and you'll come back again and again. Big Blue Cafe on the Arcata Plaza. Okay, Jack Crowell to lead it off for the Crabs in the bottom of the third.
Crowell didn't play last night. He comes in batting .286.
Line drive, base hit into left field. Solid single by Crowell, and the Crabs have the leadoff batter aboard. Lehman.
Batting next, designated hitter number 14, Jevin Lehman.
Lehman singled to start the game off and was erased on a tailor-made double play as Perrin got the ball almost on the bag, touched the bag, and threw out to first base for an easy double play. Lehman, left-handed hitter. Crowell takes the lead. Lehman swings through a pitch, 0-1. Third baseman Alstrom about even with the bag. First baseman Trosclair holding Crowell on at first. Smith at the set, and his pitch is high and tight, 1-1. Crowell takes his lead at first, not a big lead. The pitch, just a bit inside. 2-1 now to Lehman, who takes a look down at Brad Morgan in the third base coaching box. See if the Crabs put on a play here. The 2-1. Crowell's not going, and the pitch is a called strike. Outside corner just above the knees, and the count even at 2. Two and 2 to Lehman. Smith at the set. The pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. His only play is going to be to first, so it's as good as a sacrifice bunt. A productive out as Crowell moves to second base on the Lehman ground out. One down, and that'll bring up Kyler Murphy with a Crab runner in scoring position at second base. Murphy, of course, had that fantastic game on his birthday Friday night. Hit that big home run.
Hitting .307.
Fouls the first one back, strike one. Crowell on at second with one gone in the Crabs' third inning. The pitch, a bit low, I guess. 2-1. Kyle Smith looks into Jan for the sign. And he bluffs the runner back to second. You could do a lot of yawning between his pitches with runners on base. I mean, he takes a while. Now he's at the set. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball over the mound, backhanded by the second baseman, picks it up, drops it, throws to first wild, and that's going to run. So Perrin bobbled, gathering out near the mound to discuss something. I'm not sure what.
Second error of the game for Reading.
They may argue that Murphy was impeded from going to second, but that was not what they determined. So we are at the status quo ante. Murphy at first base, one out, one run in, and Jeremiah Burks at the bat. Jeremiah grounded out third to first in the first. And the pitch to him is a fastball low, 1-0.
They got the right fielder playing out near the warning track.
Extremely deep.
Yeah, and the left fielder is about halfway in, so kind of an interesting outfield arrangement.
Jeremiah does have the ability to go to all fields, but there's one hit just foul down the left field line.
But normally with a left-handed hitter, you wouldn't have the right fielder playing that deep. You have the left fielder playing
goodness
deep.
Gracious.
He's way out at the warning track.
I don't think I've seen one playing that deep all season. He is almost on the warning
Yeah.
track. All right. Maybe they know something we don't. The pitch to Burks. Swing and a miss on an off-speed breaking ball. So Smith ahead on the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. Smith at the set. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that's hit into center field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Murphy has to stop at second because he didn't know if that ball would hang up long enough for Harris, the speedster, to get to it, but even Luttrell couldn't reach that one. So Murphy stops at second, Burks at first, and that'll bring up Ryan Myers with 2 on and 1 gone in the Crabs' 3rd inning. The Crabs have already plated 1. Smith at the set. The pitch to Myers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Big cut. Myers is rarely cheated in his swings.
This would be a good spot for number 9.
Wouldn't it? The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 2.
That was a good pitch.
So the first 2 pitches to Myers from Kyle Smith have been breaking balls. Let's see what he does 0-2. Second baseman. There's the pitch. High fly ball to left center field to the warning track, and it is caught by the center fielder. Crab runners each move up 90 feet. That was hit hard to the deepest part of the ballpark, just in front of the warning track at the 384 sign. There was the speedster, Luttrell Harris, to gather it in for the second out.
That's the second time he's hit a ball hard but gotten under it.
Well, this one was a lot harder than the first
Yeah.
one. That one was smoked. Here's a gear. Alex on as a result of an error in his last at bat. He stole second but was stranded there. 2 Crabs in scoring position, 2 outs. The pitch to a gear. Line drive down the left field line.
Yes.
That's going to score 2. Here comes 1 run. Here comes the second run. A gear into second with a stand-up double, and it's 3-0 Crabs.
Well, he lashed that ball, didn't he?
Oh, boy, that was spanked. Huh. That'll bring up Kyle Blakeman.
RBI's 28 and 29 for a gear.
Who got the first RBI this inning? Was it Jeremiah?
Yeah, it was Burks.
Okay. All right, here's Kyle Blakeman.
No, I'm sorry. It was Murphy.
Okay. Foul back, strike 1 to Blakeman. Well, now wait a second. That was wasn't there an error? Didn't he get on as a result of an error? So no RBI, right? Murphy got on as a result of a second baseman's error.
That's right.
No?
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
So no RBI. You're right. No RBI.
Okay.
Yeah. But Krause scored on that play. Yeah.
Right.
You
No
are
balls and a strike to Kyle Blakeman. He hits a hard fly ball to left center field. Luttrell Harris on the run and gathers it in. for
Anything in the
third
air out in center field,
Boy.
left center field, right center field is bound to be an out against
He has been busy.
Harris out there.
The Crabs get 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error and a man left. And at the end of 3, it's the Crabs 3 and the Colt 45's nothing. Crabs baseball, KGUE 1480, Arcadia Eureka. Heading into the fourth inning, Matthew Hernandez has had his mates stake him to a 3-run lead. And for all the action, the man with the broom, the Professor Benjamin Schaefer.
It's a nice broom. I decided to go with the synthetic fabric. Here's the pitch to Perrin, who grounded back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. He takes outside 1-0.
I'm really surprised. I've always considered you an organic
I
guy.
know, yeah.
You know?
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball wide of first. To be honest, it was already up here. And it was the broom that's just been up here for a long time, and I didn't get a chance to go to the hardware store today. So.
Are you kidding me? And we were giving you such kudos, such
I know.
compliments.
Well, that's why I feel like I had to say something.
Yeah,
1-1 the count, but there is a broom, and that's all that really matters. The fastball is in there on the inside corner for a called strike. 1-2. And I'm not the only one who brought a broom today. There's a broom out on the right side stands as well. 1-2 the count. And that's fouled out of play.
You ever heard that great old Dionne Warwick song, "Promises, Promises, They're Not Fulfilled"?
Well, then I thought, why spend money on a broom?
Yeah.
I mean, spite's great, but 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. It's important to be frugal as well. It's competing virtues.
Anticipation should lead to something. I mean, it's like taking a date out to a wonderful dinner. And
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, yeah.
cocktails and dinner and dancing and bringing her home and saying, "Darling, let's watch Seinfeld reruns." I mean, it's just a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Well, not for you. I mean, you would spend a lifetime watching Seinfeld reruns.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Yeah. Ooh, hammered foul into the bullpen on the right side. So the count's still 2-2 now to Perrin. Well, there is a broom. It's not like there's no broom. There's a broom. It's out there. It's it's clearly visible.
Kind of an old broom.
Yeah.
Call it Hilda.
2-2 the count. And that pitch misses down and away. So the count full now to Perrin. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Colt 45's. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Crabs. And all the Crabs' runs unearned. His swing and a miss got him. Took something off and had him way out in front. So Perrin's down on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout for Hernandez.
They have an error.
They do have an error. It's not. They actually have 2 errors. Crabs don't have any errors. Did I say Crabs?
Yeah, they have 2.
Yeah. So it's no runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for them. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Crabs. Here's Fabing, and he takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He grounded back to the pitcher as well in his first at bat. And the next pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Yeah, the errors hurt Redding last inning. Big error by the second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
Three-run inning.
All unearned.
All unearned. 0-2 the count. And the pitch. In the air, shallow center field. A gear coming in, and it'll be the shortstop Burks to field it for out number 2.
You have a feeling if Burks had been playing center field, he would have made
He
that
might have
play
caught
too.
it either way, yep.
Yeah.
Here's Kessel. 0 for 1. Turned out to be another lovely day on the North Coast. A few clouds, a little bit of fog, but for the most part, a sunny afternoon. Check swing, and did he go around? They appealed to first. No, says the first base umpire. Really? Yikes. All right, 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Down and away with a fastball. So a ball and a strike now to Kessel. Murphy on deck.
No, 2-0. Remember, you didn't,
2-0, right.
Didn't get the strike. He
Right, I
should
was
have been
convinced that
1-1.
first one was a 2-0. And there's a pitch down low, 3-0. Is in the dirt, so he walks him on 4 pitches. 3 pitches if you're...
That's the 3rd walk given up by Hernandez on the season.
On the season, that's
On the
right. That's his
season.
first in the game. So here's Murphy, grounded a third in his first at bat. 2 outs, runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner at the belt. Good pitch. Oh and 1. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. Took something off and had him out in front. 0 and 2 now. Hernandez sets from the belt and deals. The 0-2 is a called strike on the outside corner. A beautiful breaking pitch. And that'll end the inning. Forced strikeout for Hernandez. No runs, no hits. There were no errors and a runner left. And at the end of 3.5, it's 3-0 Crabs. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Crabs. Lara, Hasse, and Crowell. Crabs leading 3-0. They got 3 unearned runs in the third inning. So here's Alejandro Lara. Walked in his first appearance.
Third baseman number 28, Alejandro Lara.
And first pitch from Smith. Rides high. It's 1-0. Kyle Smith out for his fourth inning of work. The 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, 2-0. The 2-0 is lined in the center field for a base hit. Lara aboard for his second time today. Fifth hit of the game for the Crabs. Here's Roberto Hasse.
The R in his name stands for Roberto. Hot water is hot.
Here. Lara takes his lead, and there's a hog ground ball past the diving third baseman and down the left field line. Lara is going to come around second and head to third. On his way to second is Hasse. Here comes the throw. He's in there safely, standing up, and it's a double for Roberto Hasse. And the Crabs have runners on second and third now with nobody out. And here's Crowell. Crowell singled in his first at bat. Lara at third. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Crabs already up 3-0. Chance to bust it open here with 2 on and nobody out. And the pitch. Breaking pitch misses low. A ball and a strike now. to Crowell. Lehman on deck. And the pitch. In the air to left field. Probably deep enough to score the run. The catch is made. Here comes Laura. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Nope, not cut off. And it gets away from the cutoff man, and that's going to allow the runner to move up. So I don't know what happened there. The cutoff guy, the third baseman, the cutoff man, Alstrom just kind of let the ball go by him. I don't know what that was about. That's a throwing error on the left fielder, and the Crabs lead 4-0. Strange. Meanwhile, so Hasse over at third now. So give Crowell the sacrifice fly. So third error of the game for the Colt 45's, and here's Lehman with Hasse at third. Here's the pitch, and he hammers that one foul, and almost caught over there by the first page coach, Detman. Couldn't quite come up with it. Here's the 0-1. They're all the way in on the grass now is the Colt 45 infield. The next pitch misses down low, 1-1. Can't afford to let that fifth run crumb across. Here's the 1-1. Misses inside, 2-1. 4-0 Crabs. Two-one pitch. Check swing. It's inside. 3-1. Now I get to fill in another diamond. First three I didn't get to fill in. I mean, it's not quite as satisfying. Those were unearned runs, so I don't fill in the diamond when they're unearned. 3-1. All right, here we go. 1-1 the count. Lehman out at second. Here's the pitch. Inside corner with a breaking pitch. Good pitch. It's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. Rides high with a fastball. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. High in the air, left field. He got under it. Kessel out there will put it away for the third out. But the Crabs get 2 runs on 3 hits. There was an error and a runner left. And at the end of 4, they're up 5-0. This is awesome Crabs baseball. 1480 KGOE. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 5th inning, Crabs leading 5-0. No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Colt 45's. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Crabs. It'll be Alstrom, Trosclair, and Jan for Reading in the 5th against Matthew Hernandez. So here's Alstrom. He singled in his first at bat. Hernandez winds and deals. A beautiful breaking pitch in there at the knees. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Another one. This one on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. Two great pitches. Oh, 2. There it is again. Oh, and he just missed. I don't know where that missed, but he just missed with it. So 0-2 the count. 1-2 the count now. The 1-2 slider misses away, so count's now even. There's a fastball fouled out of play. Hernandez came in leading the starters in ERA with 1.33.
Alstrom's got their only hit this afternoon, doesn't he?
Yeah. 2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, ooh, just missed inside, and the count goes full.
Michael Cowan, the home plate umpire, backed up like
I
he was going to raise that.
I thought he was going to ring him up, and then he thought better of it. 3-2 pitch. And he fouls that one out of play. There's the slider again. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Got him. 5th strikeout for Hernandez. One away. Here's Trosclair. Struck out looking in his first at bat.
We just had a seagull fly over the stadium the other night at the Giant game, late in the ball game, when they were trying to show something from the center field camera. There were just seagulls.
Yeah, they come in late.
Oh,
yeah,
one after the
that
other.
ballpark just gets inundated with seagulls. There's a breaking pitch at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1.
And, of course, it's particularly bad when it's extra innings because the seagulls say, hey, we're here. We thought the game was over.
Yeah,
What's
really.
going on? Where's our fries?
The 0-1 pitch. And goes all the way to the backstop. The problem for the Seagulls is they have to watch the game first.
Be nice.
They have to sit through a Giants game. 1-1 the count, or whatever, or,
Next year,
hover through a Giants game,
when
whatever it is they
Panda's
do.
back hitting 330, you're going to be a big
Yeah, that was the
Sandoval
key
fan.
pickup right there, getting Pablo Sandoval back. Fastball misses down and away, 2-1.
Well, I erred because I thought we had Nunez for another season, and we don't.
No, I think Nunez has probably gone at the trade deadline. It sounds like the Red Sox are interested in him. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2.
Yeah, the Red Sox have done so well picking up our third baseman.
That's right. Might as well. Yeah. Yeah, I get
blasphemy.
2-2 the count to Trosclair. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. They're going to have to throw down to first to complete the play. And they do. 6 strikeouts for Hernandez and 3 in a row now. Here's Brendan Yon, fly to center in his first at bat.
Too obvious to go for the line, right? It was admirable restraint on your part, Benjamin.
I don't know the line. Here's the pitch, and it's. I mean, I don't go for.
Mighty Casey just struck out.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's right. Casey Trosclair, right. Yeah, I'm not going to go for that. Yeah, that's too obvious. That's more your kind of joke. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball down and away, 2-0. I'm kind of more subtle.
Yeah.
Sense of humor.
Yeah, mine's a little more blunt. Here's some water balloon fun.
2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. You're more of the smashing watermelons kind of guy.
Who is that guy? Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Right? Gallagher.
Yeah. And the
rollicking good time.
And the rainbow. What do you call them? The suspenders.
Yeah, clownies.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Hit high in the air and foul. It's going to drift into the seats or out onto F Street. Two balls, two strikes is the count. And the pitch. Down and away with a fastball. So the count now goes full to Jan. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 5th inning. Crabs leading 5-0. Matthew Hernandez pitching a gem. Here's the 3-2. In the dirt, he walked him. So that's the second walk of the game. Issued by Hernandez. And here's Devin Orr, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. I don't know, the umpires.
Yeah, number 10.
This is number 10. So this is Taylor Angley.
Correction, number 10, Taylor Angley.
Well, we'll keep an eye and see if he is the gentleman who goes in to play shortstop then.
So Taylor Angley will be the hitter. I don't think he played last night.
No, I don't either.
Jan takes his lead over at first. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball away. Now out to the mound goes Jose.
Pie ladies making their way around the park, serving a delicious slice of humble pie for only $4.
One another count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike now to Angley. With Jan over at first. And the next pitch is hit high in the air. Shallow right field. Crowell going out. And he has it for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. And at the end of 4 1/2, 5-0 Crabs. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE.
Arcata Scoop, try our homemade organic super premium ice creams and sorbets. Find our daily flavors posted on our Facebook page. Oh, we got chocolate, peach, boysenberry swirl, all kinds of good stuff. Lemon poppy seed. Arcata Scoop is located at 1068 I Street in Arcata. They're open from noon to 10:30 every day except Tuesdays. And Harper Motors has been serving the North Coast for more than 100 years. Check out all the latest models, new and used. Look for the Carousel 2 miles north of Eureka or visit us online at harpermotors.com. You know, Harper Motors is donating $50 to District 26 Little League for every home run the Crabs hit this season. Harper Motors. Okay. Halfway through, Crabs up 5-0 for all the action. Here's the Professor, Benjamin Schaefer.
Thank you, Hoke. Heart of Crabs order to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Myers, Aguirre, and Blakeman. Kyle Smith rocks and deals to Myers. A breaking pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Myers flied out to center twice so far today.
One's pretty deep.
He's made solid contact. I think he can hit one out today. There's a breaking pitch that misses inside. 1-1. He's one away, as everybody knows, from tying the Crab's season's record for home runs. Set
Wood
in
bat.
2006.
Wood bat home
Wood
runs,
bat,
yeah.
yeah. Fastball down. I don't count those years. Those are like the steroid years in majors. Where that guy's had those aluminum bats.
I wouldn't go that far. No.
2-1 the count. And there's a ground ball hard on the ground. Kicked up by the third baseman. He's not going to be able to get it. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Alstrom. That's the 4th error of the game by the Colt 45's. A hard hit grounder, and it just kicked off the heel of his glove. So here's a gear. A board on an error and then doubled. 2-run double in the 3rd inning. So Myers over at first. Crabs up 5-0. Chance for more now with Myers on and nobody out. Here's the pitch. Ooh, a big swing and a miss on a fastball.
Well, I think the move to metal bats was basically for economic reasons, right? A lot cheaper.
I'm assuming,
buy
yeah.
a few metal bats than what we go through in it.
But I can't bear that ping of the metal bat. I just can't even watch it. Here's the 0-1, check swing, and the pitch is high. That's why I can't watch college baseball.
Well, the advocates of metal bats say it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that ping.
They do say that.
Yeah,
I have heard them say that, yeah. Here's the 0-2.
I think it's on the Sinatra at the Copa album.
And Mrs. Lowe, 1 and 2. And also those aluminum bats are dangerous.
Why is that?
Because the ball moves so fast off those bats, that
yeah.
especially young kids. I don't think they allow them in Little League anymore. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Misses away.
Actually,
2 and 2.
They've got a way of judging the different how fast a ball will come off the different bats. I know playing softball, they had a bat called a De Mornay, and there were different grades of De Mornay.
I see. 2-2 pitch. Misses inside, and the count goes full. That almost hit him.
And we eventually established a rule to limit how fast, particularly a bunch of old guys, right, playing softball.
You can still get hurt with a softball if it's moving fast enough. 3-2 the count. And the pitch. Tap foul over towards the Crabs dugout. Myers over first, the full count to Gear. And the pitch. Ball 4. So Crabs now, first and second, nobody out. Already up 5-0 in the 5th. Here's Blakeman. He's flied to center twice. Harris out in center, been busy for the Colt 45's, but I think he just covers a ton of ground. So here's Blakeman. First and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And he fouls it out of play.
Yeah, he's covered ground on 2 of Blakeman's hits. In fact, both Myers and Blakeman flew out to Harris in their first at-bats.
He just glides over there. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. And the pitch. In the dirt. No action in the Reading bullpen. Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Tap foul over towards the Crabs dugout. So ball and 2 strikes now to Blakeman. Yes. 1-2 the count. In the dirt, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Myers out at second and Gear at first. Here's the pitch. Hammer down the left field line. That's extra bases. That's going to go into the corner. 1 run is in. Myers coming into third. And throw into second. Nobody there, and the ball goes into right field, and that's going to score yet another run to make it 6-0 Crabs. And here comes Blakeman, and he's out at home. So that was a wild play. He hammered it down the left field line. Myers scored easily. Aguirre came in on an error by, I think, the third baseman. And then Blakeman thrown out 9-3-2, I believe, wasn't it?
I think so.
So a double.
He gets 1 RBI.
9-3-2, 1 away. And it's 7-0 Crabs. Boy, Colt 45's just doing themselves in with just really poor plays. That was a ridiculous throw. There wasn't anybody at second base.
No.
He just threw it in the right field. I mean, here's the pitch. Now, and that's in the dirt, 1-0 to Lara. Nobody on the base is clear now. So 2 more errors in the inning. Both by the third baseman, Alstrom. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch on the inside corner.
Well, it's always
1-1.
good to anticipate, but you can't anticipate.
I mean, he threw that. There wasn't anybody
over
over there. No, he
yeah.
just threw it right into right field.
Yeah.
1-1 the count. And the fastball rides high, 2-1. And what's the point anyway? I mean.
Yeah. Ill-advised and poorly executed as well.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. In the air, right center field. And it's Harris over to get it for out number 1.
2.
2. Here's Roberto Hasse. And he hits one on the ground on the left side and through for a base hit. Hasse has his second hit of the afternoon. So two more unearned runs for the Crabs. Here's Crowell. Singleton scored in the third inning. Hasse over at first. He's capable of stealing a base, although up 7-0. I don't know if he will. Fastball down and away. 1-0. 9 hits now on the game for the Crabs. 5 errors for Reading.
Wow.
Here's the pitch. Hits hard on the ground. Foul past third base. Ah, well.
Luxuriate. Luxuriate. Dance to the music.
And now they got him picked off. Throw to first, back to the second baseman, back to the pitcher, and he will make the tag. So Hasse picked off to end the inning. It's a 1-3-6-1 putout. But the Crabs get 2 more runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and nobody left. And at the end of 5, they're up 7-0. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE. right.
At California State and Federal Employees Credit Union, we're all local, all Humboldt, all the time. We offer free checking with no balance or transaction requirements. Plus, we have low rates on loans to help with all your banking needs. Give us a call at 800-440-8662. Join today for free and start enjoying the many benefits of credit union membership. That's the California State and Federal Employees Credit Union. Top of the sixth, here's Benjamin.
5 unearned runs in the game for the Crabs. And it'll be the top of the order for Reading here in the top of the sixth inning. Harris 0 for 2.
Well, with a 7-run cushion, I'm kind of hoping Harris gets on base. I'd just like to see him run.
Here's the pitch, and he hits a hard foul this time. Down the left field, on the left field side, 0-2. Lara in on the grass. Now he backs up to count 0-2.
They still only have one base hit, don't they?
Yes, they do. That's it. Hernandez has been great. Struck out 6. He's only walked 2. Here's the pitch. And that's the second hit of the game. There's a base hit up the middle.
I called it. All right. Let's watch.
They come back to win. If they come back to win,
yeah, you're gonna. I'm doomed forever.
Yes,
the jinx of all jinxes.
You'll never be forgiven. Here's Perrin, 0 for 2.
Now the all-time shutdown to Hoke would be to have him thrown out at second base trying to steal.
That'd be great.
That'd be good.
Or picked off would be better. 0-2 the count. And Perrin the batter. Fastball away, it's 1-0. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Anticipating
top of the
situation.
ninth.
Hey, it's been a great game.
We have a right-hander warming in the pen for Reading. And there's a throw over to first, and the runner's back safely. A little surprised Hernandez is worried about him with a 7-run lead.
Got to make it a little challenging. Can't let him just walk off too far.
Another throw over there.
Maybe trying to tire him out, diving back to first base, slow him down on his scooting to second.
1-0 the count. Hernandez from the belt. Deals. The runner goes. The ball is hit high in the air to center field. Aguirre drifting towards left field now. Puts it away for out number 1, and the runner will have to return to first.
Now
Here's Fabing.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, normally you certainly wouldn't see a runner try and steal second down 7 runs, but he is so fast.
He is so fast.
It would be an incredible feat for Roberto Jose to throw him out because he's getting a good jump.
So 1 away. Here's Fabing is 0 for 2. See if he tries to go this time. No, and Fabing takes a fastball low. The 1-0 pitch, fouled up against the screen. 1-1 the count.
Crabs now have a hurler throwing Benjamin in our bullpen.
Right-hander out there. Now
they
throw
got him
first,
picked.
and they got him picked off.
They got him.
Yep. So
You
Harris,
called it.
I did. 1, 3, 6. He's picked off. 2 away now.
And that's why you should not try to steal.
That's exactly why you
7
shouldn't do
runs.
that. Yep.
All right.
1-1 still the count to Fabing. Oh, it's just endless humiliations for Reading this weekend, and really, how much can they take? The next pitch is down low, 2-1.
Are you suggesting their chances are Fabing?
That's pretty good.
Hey-o.
2-1 the count. Yeah, where's the watermelon? Popped in the air on the left side. Near the bag in foul territory is Lara, and that's out number 3. No runs a hit, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 5 1/2, 7-0 Crabs This is humorous. Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We got a new pitcher on the mound, Benjamin, for the Colt 45's. Gentleman by the name of Blake Williams, tall right-hander. This is his 10th appearance, all of them in relief. In 15 innings, he has a very fine earned run average of 3.44. He has a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and that's it, no saves. So even though he's been used exclusively in relief, a 2-1 record without a save, but a decent earned run average. And he will be facing Jack Crowell, who was at bat when Roberto Hasse
right.
was picked off.
So Crowell is has a single and a sacrifice fly today. So Blake Williams out on the mound in relief of Kyle Smith. No runs, 2 hits, 5 errors for Redding. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Crabs. Here's Crowell. And Williams rocks and deals a fastball high and inside. One and 0 the count. And there's a fastball on the inside corner at the knees for a called strike. 1-1. Nice crowd on hand. The 1-1 misses down and away. 2-1. I'd say about 800 people, maybe more.
My call was 688 people.
Yeah, you may be close. Maybe less than I think. We'll see. And the next pitch is a high tapper over towards the Crabs dugout. 2-2 the count. There's a large poodle watching the game over on the third base side by the Crabs dugout. Nice haircut.
Yes, it is.
It's a very handsome dog.
Got a couple of woofers at the park this
afternoon. It's good dog day at the ballpark.
It is.
2-2 the count. Fastball away, 3-2.
Now, last night when I talked about Dog Day Afternoon, you referred to the Al Pacino movie, but
no, I didn't. You did.
No, you said that dates yourself.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah.
Well, but I'm saying
3-2, fouled out of play. I know the name. I know the phrase is older than the movie.
Yeah, the old phrase. Dog. Now it would mean a lot more in Redding because Dog Day Afternoon means it's hot.
It's hot. Everybody's lazy like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't resonate here in Arcata.
3-2 the count, but it dates you either way because even if the saying is older than the movie, the movie's pretty old. So
I majored in history.
3-2 the count.
I majored in history. Those of us who have an appreciation for the grand scope of human activity, not like you philosophers. What can we make up today?
3 balls, 2 strikes the count.
I hope taxpayers are listening.
Here's the pitch.
Ooh, yeah,
called strike 3 on the inside corner. I don't know what Crowell's doing. He was headed to first, but that was a strike all the way.
Yeah. Even Benjamin would call that one with the umpire up here.
1 away. Here's Lehman. 2 for 3. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
I think you were still getting your beauty sleep when I announced at the outset of our broadcast. Do you know what our team is hitting as a team? 317.
Yeah.
That's just,
Yeah.
that's outrageous.
The 0-1 is fouled out of play. Well, and as a team, they're slugging 463, and the on-base average is 422.
Wow.
That would be an all-star in the major leagues.
Yeah.
0-2 the count.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Fastball rides high.
I have a good question that I'll bet you only Tammy Matsumoto knows. But I wonder what the average spread is, the average spread between a batter's batting average and his on-base percentage.
Yeah, I don't know. 1-2 pitch. You mean in general, or you mean?
Yeah, as an average.
Yeah,
In other words,
yeah.
if you're hitting 300,
Yeah, what's the general?
360
Yeah,
would be your.
yeah.
I'm guessing it's somewhere around 60 points.
Really? I
Maybe
think it's
that
probably
may-
less than that.
That may be high.
1 and 2. I think it's probably closer to 30 points. But what do I know? I mean, yeah, I don't know. 1-2 the count. Misses away.
I mean, you look at the
2-2. There
Giants.
just aren't that many walks, and guys are swinging for the fences so much that.
Yeah, but you look
Are
at the
walks
Giants.
down? Yeah.
The Giants. Nunez is hitting almost 300. Belt's hitting about 230.
Yeah.
Belt has a higher OBP.
Oh yeah, well Belt walks a ton. 2-2
Yeah.
pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner, and now back-to-back strikeouts. Lehman gone. So Williams
Coming in pretty
coming
impressive.
in
huh?
relief with striking out the first 2 batters he sees on both looking. Here's Kyler Murphy. 0 for 3. Yeah, I mean that's Belt's value. I mean, I actually wouldn't be surprised to see Belt go somewhere to American League team. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play at the trade deadline.
Why necessarily an American League team? Why not just a team? With
I
a
think he
better
has
ballpark
power.
to
I
hit?
think in a power. I think if he's in somewhere other than San Francisco, he probably hit more home runs too.
No, I agree that, but
0-1.
but
I think smaller ballpark. That's
I think
all.
he's
Yeah.
a fairly decent fielding first
He
baseman.
is, yeah.
And so I don't see him as a DH somewhere.
No, I was just thinking those smaller ballparks.
Smaller park, yeah.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and down low, 2-1.
Well, there's going to be a house cleaning. You got the feeling, and it's coming
You
fairly
get the
soon.
feeling. I heard Sabian.
Trade
I read an
deadline,
interview
what,
with,
the end of this month,
yeah,
is it?
yeah. I read an interview with Sabian, and the Untouchables are Buster, Crawford, and Bumgarner.
Yeah.
High in the air, left field, down to left field line, drifting foul, and it's going to fall harmlessly in the Crabs' bullpen. So 2-2 now, the count to Murphy. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th, Crabs up 7-zip. I mean, the problem is they don't have anybody to trade for in the minor. I mean, they don't have any. They just don't have that much to offer.
Yeah.
2-2 the count. And the pitch. In on the hands, and he fouls it up against the screen.
You know, the Crabs have really dominated in this series, but we need to say the Colt 45's is a pretty good ball club. I mean, they came in here having won 7 of their last 9 with a record of 22-9, but the Crabs are just a juggernaut this season.
Yeah, they are. The Crabs are. I think this is the best team we've had in 10 years,
Yeah.
easily. 2-2 the count. And he fouls it out of play. I might be willing to say this is the best team since the 99 team, but
I wouldn't argue.
yeah.
I wouldn't argue.
I mean, they're just solid in every
Everywhere.
aspect of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fastball rides high. 3-2, and they've played good competition this year, too. We haven't had many teams that were just obviously outclassed, you know. 3-2 the count.
That's
Line softly in the left field for a base hit. So Murphy aboard with his first hit of the afternoon. And here's Burks. 1 for 3.
Now batting, number 8, Jeremiah Burks.
Murphy with a short lead at first. Burks hits one high in the air on the left side. It's going to drift out of play. out into the left field play area. Oh, and 1 the count. Here's the 0-1. Foul tipped off the catcher's helmet. He's fine. So 0-2 now to Burks with Murphy over at first and 2 outs. And the 0-2 misses down low. 1-2. The 1-2 misses inside. 2-2. Two pitch. Rides high with a fastball, and the count now full to Burke. So he had him 0-2. Now he's a pitch away from walking him. Williams gets the sign. Sets. Runner goes, and the pitch is hit high in the air to shallow center field. The shortstop going back. Center fielder coming in. The shortstop has it for out number 3. Nice place by Orr on a ball that was drifting out towards left field. For the Crabs, no runs. They hit. There were no errors and a runner left. And at the end of 6, they're up 7-0. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE.
We forgot to change it. It was Angley. He had pinch hit for. That last outstanding play at shortstop made by Taylor Angley. He had come in to pinch hit for Devin Orr in the 5th inning and then went in to play shortstop. And he backpedaled quite a ways to end up catching it in shallow left center field for the out. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Crabs as we head into the 7th inning. It'll be Junior Davis, Ronnie Davis, picking up for Matthew Hernandez. Hernandez the year without a loss. Middle of the order for the Colt 45's in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Wilson Cassell, Jackson Murphy, and Thomas Ahlstrom. Cassell 0 for 1. He is also walked. Right-handed hitter with power. And the first pitch to him is waved out and missed. Curveball for a swinging strike 1. Davis gets the sign from Hussey, comes to the plate, and a curveball is hit on the ground. Deep in the hole at short. A long throw by Burks to first is not going to get him. So an infield single for Cassell to lead things off in the top of the 7th inning. And that will bring up Jackson Murphy. 0 for 2 on the afternoon, the leading home run hitter on the Colt 45's squad with 8 on the season. Has not done any real damage to the Crabs in this series. Cassell leads from first, held on there by Myers. The pitch is hit into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit, fielded by Blakeman. Cassell moves up 90 feet. So the Colt 45's begin the 7th inning with a couple of base knocks. They now got runners at first and second, nobody out. And Thomas Ahlstrom coming to the bat. Ahlstrom hitting .266 as we begin play this afternoon. He was 1 for 2 against Matthew Hernandez. From the set, the pitch to Ahlstrom right down the heart of the plate. A fastball called, strike one. Ahlstrom, tall, lean, right-handed hitter. Ronnie Davis, a look back to second, comes to the plate with a fastball in the dirt. Nice block by Roberto Hasse to prevent that one from going to the backstop, and the count is even at 1. Colt 45's trying to break through here in the 7th inning, trailing 7-0. Davis at the set. The pitch. Fouled at the plate. So Davis is ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Davis comes to the rest at the belt. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right back to him. He goes to second base for 1. The relay to first. It's a double play. 1-6-3 double play. On the play, Cassell moves to third. So the Crabs turn a twin killing. Now with 2 down, it'll be up to Casey Trusclair to see if they can get a run in. Trusclair 0 for 2 on the afternoon, left-handed hitter. And the pitch is a slow curveball. Floats in for a called strike one. Davis set. The 0-1 pitch misses wide, a ball and a strike. And Davis steps off the rubber now. All right, ready to go. Trusclair back in the batter's box. Davis at the belt. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a pitch, perhaps a bit outside, and it's 1-2. Davis trying to work out of a 2-on, nobody out situation. And he's 1 strike away from doing it. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt. A nice block by Roberto Hasse as he keeps the ball in front of him, freezing Cassell at third base. And the count even now, 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. The third time Trusclair has gone down swinging. And Davis, a fine job of pitching after giving up leadoff singles to the first 2 batters in the inning. No runs, a pair of hits, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 6.5, it's the Crabs 7 and the Colt 45's nothing. You're listening to Crabs Baseball on KGOE 1480 Arcadia Eureka. All right. Spirited rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game by the Crabgrass Band and the assembled ballpark staff, the best in all of baseball. Into the home half of the seventh inning, it'll be the middle of the order for the Crabs. Jeremiah Burks, Ryan Myers, and Alex Aguirre. Crabs with a comfortable 7-run cushion, 7-0. Burks 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Is going to be a pinch hitter for Burks.
No, it's Myers.
Myers is up. I guess Burks made the last out, didn't he? I forgot to put that in my scorebook. So Myers at the bat. And the pitch to Ryan is a fastball away, 1-0. Air on Hoke. So it'll be Myers, Aguirre, and Blakeman. 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Crabs. Myers swings and fouls it off over by the Crabs dugout. Got to keep your eyes open when Myers is at the bat, because when the ball comes off the bat, it does so with incredible velocity. A ball and a strike to Ryan Myers. 0 for 3 on the afternoon.
Thanks, Finn.
Breaking ball hangs up, and the count 2-1. Myers was on as a result of an error by the third baseman and did come around to score in his last at bat. 2-1 the count. Blake Williams comes to the plate and Myers swings and misses. It's 2-2.
I only had one water. Thank you, Benjamin.
Williams 2-2 pitch. Stays up high, 3-2.
Single, 163. Okay.
The payoff pitch to Ryan Myers. High with a fastball. Myers trots to first. Aguirre coming to the bat. Alex was on as a result of an error. He then doubled and walked. So he's 1 for 2 officially. He's driven in a couple of runs. And the pitch to him is taken for a called strike 1. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Williams at the set, and the pitch. Grounded foul. Oh, heads up over by the Crabs dugout. Not everybody fits in the dugout, so we got players standing up outside the dugout. And they were shaken up there. Everyone's fine. 0-2 the count now to Aguirre. Alex checks his swing, and they go take a look at the first base umpire. Said no, he didn't go. 1-2 the count. A ball and 2 strikes to Alex Aguirre. Williams is set. The pitch. Again, fastball rides high. So it's 2-2 now.
Happy birthday shout out to Caitlin, who's turning 14 from Individual. No ifs, no buts, no coconuts. Happy birthday, Caitlin. She's over on first base side.
2-2 to Aguirre.
That's a weird one. Yeah. It was just surreal. Some surreal poetry.
High pop-up. Foul ground. First baseman and catcher come over, and it's going to be just out of their reach. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
High-fiving the kids
The pitch. Hit hard but foul off to the left. So we'll do it again, 2-2. Aguirre fouling off some good pitches from Blake Williams. Right-hander versus right-hander. Williams reads yawn. And the 2-2. High pop-up again. It's going to be out of play. Back into the crowd somewhere. Almost. Oh, hey, pretty good. Pretty good. The first fan had it go off his hands, and one row down, the gentleman caught it. So I'd say that's almost the catch.
Guy must be from Reading.
Benjamin says the guy must be from Reading. All right. The 2-2 again. That one misses low, and the count is full. Three and 2 to Aguirre. Instead of throw to first, Myers just barely off the bag. I doubt you'll see Ryan going on this 3-2 pitch. Williams is set. And now he steps off the rubber as Myers dancing a little around first base. All right. He is going. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second base. And he's safe. So Ryan Myers steals a base. That's got to be his first of the season. Benjamin's going to check it for us. But so Aguirre down on strikes. And Myers steals second base. That is his first steal of the season. Boy, they're just shooting me down today. Everything I say, the opposite happens. I didn't think Myers would become, particularly with a 7-run lead. Yeah. Okay. So Myers at second base, and here is Kyle Blakeman. A double in 3 trips. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike one. Line drive into left field, backing up on it and making the catch is the left fielder Cassell. There are 2 down. So Blakeman got pretty good wood on it, but Cassell positioned near perfectly. And with 2 outs, it'll bring up Alejandro Lara. Lara 1 for 2 officially. He's also walked, and he scored a run. Myers at second now with 2 outs. Williams comes to the plate, and Lara takes the pitch a bit inside, 1-0. Williams comes home 1-1, and it's hit in the air to right field. The right fielder's got a long run to catch up with it, and it's a fair ball. Coming in single is Ryan Myers as Lara picks up a run batted in, gets his second hit of the ball game, and the Crabs now lead by an 8-0 count. That was a little flare. The right fielder playing well off the line. Just could not get there in time. So a dunk single, and it's Berto Hasse.
Every Sunday at the ballpark is a time for kids' fun. After the game today, the kids will have an opportunity to run the bases and high-five the Crabs and the Colt 45's. Now batting number 22, Roberto Hasse.
First pitch down low, 1-0. Next pitch a strike, the count 1-1. Line or ground foul over by the Crabs dugout. It's 1-2. Next pitch is swung on and popped in the air to shallow center field. Shortstop going back on it, Angley under it, and he makes the catch for the third out. However, the Crabs come up with a run on a hit. No errors, one left, and at the end of 7, it's 8-0 Crabs.
And now it's time for the 50-50 drawing.
Ooh, big.
Yeah, 706. 706.
Hey, I was only 20 off, huh?
Really good. Finn was like 6 off.
Oh, you were 6 off?
Finn.
Oh, Finn. Oh, Finn. All right. Here's a dollar. Here's a read. Yeah, yeah. Well, he lives here, but
15. Yeah, I hear they're good. 5.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Crestwood Behavioral Health Center in Humboldt County is all about community. If you're looking for a rewarding career, join their team and make a difference. Crestwood has been providing residential mental health programs at its Eureka campus since 1979. They have full and part-time positions available for LPTs, LVNs, assistants, and various staff positions. You can visit them at 2370 Booner Street or find their ad in the Crabs program.
all right, heading into the top of the 8th inning, Ronnie Davis out for his second inning of work in relief of Matthew Hernandez. Crabs with a very comfortable 8-0 lead. And Brendan Yon will lead it off for the Colt 45's, right-handed hitting catcher. And the first pitch misses wide, 1-0. Yon will be followed by Taylor Angley and then Latrell Harris. Davis's next pitch is fouled off to the right out of play, 1-1 the count. Tuesday night, the Reading Ringtails. Wednesday night, the B-52 Bombers. Make your plans accordingly. Ground ball at the plate and the count 1-2. And then next weekend, a very good team comes in, Benjamin. This will be a real test. The Puff Caps.
Puff Capitalists, they're always really good.
They are very good. These are just high school graduates, but they're all having scholarships to D1 schools,
Yeah.
so they're top
They're always
flight
tough.
players.
Yep.
They are very good. 1-2 the count now to Yon. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Yon down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Ronnie Davis. And it'll bring up Taylor Angley.
Giants and Padres are tied at 1 in the, if anybody cares, top of the 4th inning.
I care.
It's a battle for last place.
Loyal.
Yeah, Kershaw's hurt.
Ay, golly. That's why we ought to have professors take loyalty tests.
Loyalty's overrated. Sad.
Sad. Swing and a miss on a fastball. The count 1-1 to Taylor Angley. He popped out to second baseman Crowell in his only at bat. The 1-1. Fastball outside. 2-1. We have a pitcher warming up in the Crabs bullpen. Maybe you think Wagner's going to come in for the final inning? Crabs closer.
He hasn't had any work in a while, so
Swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 2-2.
I wouldn't be
Angley
surprised to
haven't-
see him. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Angley having trouble catching up to Ronnie Davis's heater. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3. Fastball just blew it by him. Third consecutive strikeout now by Ronnie Davis. And we go to the top of the order and Latrell Harris. He was picked off after singling. We have marveled at his speed. He's shown us some speed in the outfield. He ranges far and wide as the center fielder for the Colt 45's. And he, grounder right back to the pitcher. Davis throws him out, and the Colt 45's have gone quickly in the 8th inning. Nothing across. At the end of 7.5, it's still Crabs 8, Colts nothing. You listen to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka.
Is this a reminder of the ballpark visitors?
No, reminder to ballpark visiting Zach Farmer. Ballpark
Oh,
visiting.
Visiting the ballpark.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it now.
1-7, I believe. Yeah, 17. Number 17 pitching.
Vietti. His last name's Vietti.
What's his first name?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to go to that website. 15. Oh, you do? 10. 5. Go. Danny Vietti.
New pitcher on the mound for the Reading Colt 45s here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Danny Vietti, third pitcher of the afternoon, on the relief of Blake Williams.
Say, Benjamin, what are you going to be doing after crab season's over?
Well, I'm going to be going to Santa Cruz, but the 121st County Fair will be happening right after crab season, starting August 23rd and going until Labor Day. They have live entertainment, exhibits, 4-H animals, the ever-popular sheep jog trials, games for the kids, and all the yummy carnival food that everybody loves. Family-friendly and super affordable. The fair is fun for all ages. It's located in the Victorian village of Ferndale.
Danny Vietti is a very tall, slender right-hander with arms that reach halfway from the pitcher's mound to the plate, it looks like.
Yeah, right.
This is the best park in the world. Now on the mound for the Colt 45, number 17, Danny Vietti.
Jack Crowell to lead it off for the Crabs in the bottom of the 8th.
Number 12, Jack Crowell.
Crabs on their way to the 32nd victory of the season against only 4 losses. The first pitch is hit hard to left field. Left fielder coming over. He's not going to be able to get that one. It's going to be off the wall. Crowell rounds first and heads to second. The throw in is not going to be in time. Johnny Fox safe at second with a leadoff double. That's his second base knock of the afternoon. And we go to the top of the order. And Devin Lehman.
Devin Lehman.
So Danny Vietti greeted with a double by Jack Crowell, and he's on at second base. Lehman swings at the first pitch and hits it a long way to center field, but there's Latrell Harris to gather it in, tagging at second and heading to third. The throw to third, and he's in safely, but a heck of a throw by Harris to third base on a bounce, and Crowell had to slide in safely. So Lehman a long out to center field, and that'll bring up Kyler Murphy with a runner at third and nobody out, and one out. Vietti going to work from the stretch with the runner at third. And a curveball is taken for a called strike by Kyler Murphy. Kyler 1 for 4 on the afternoon. He has scored a run. Next pitch misses wide. A ball and a strike now to the left-handed hitting Kyler Murphy. The pitch. Breaking ball rides a bit inside, 2-1. Crab fans hoping Ryan Myers gets one more at bat, one more shot at having one leave the yard. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball, and that's fouled straight back. The count even at 2. Jeremiah Burks in the on-deck area. Crabs with a runner at third and 1 out, leading 8-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Danny Vietti, the third pitcher employed by the Colt 45's, comes to the rest. The pitch to Murphy. It's laced into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit, and coming in to score is Jack Crowell. So credit Kyler Murphy with an RBI. He gets his second hit of the afternoon. And it'll bring up Jeremiah Burks. What did Jeremiah do his last time up in the 6th inning?
Popped to short.
Thank you. Jeremiah 1 for 4 on the afternoon. Murphy leads from first. The pitch to Burks, a bit inside, 1-0. Vietti at the rest. The pitch. Curveball in there for a call. Strike 1. On deck, Ryan Myers. The 1-1 to Jeremiah. Hits it hard but foul off to the left. 710 folks enjoying this afternoon's ball game. All the crowds have been fairly similar. This is about 100 more than we've had in the previous 2 nights. Vietti is set on the 1-2. Ground ball just fair down the left field line. Rounding second and heading to third is Kyler Murphy on the double by Jeremiah Burks. The Crabs now with runners at second and third, 1 out. And here is Ryan Myers. Myers 0 for 3 this afternoon.
No mercy rule.
Nope. Working from the stretch. Vietti comes to the plate. Myers takes it high, 1-0. Right-hander versus right-hander. Vietti at the set. The 1-0 pitch. High pop-up foul out of play. 1-1. The next pitch. Breaking ball stays up. 2-1. And pitching coach going to go out and have a word with Danny Vietti, because he has thrown 2 curveballs a little bit high.
Yeah.
And if those are a little lower,
grooved.
they have flattened out. And there you go. So a little conference on the mound. Want to remind you, got some great baseball coming up, but only 2 more weeks of it. A couple of midweek games each week and 2 more weekends, and that'll be it for the 2017 season. It has been an extraordinarily successful season as Robin Guyver takes the reins for his first year as the Crabs skipper. Following a fine job by Tyson Fisher, who was a manager for 3 years there. He followed Matt Nutter and Shorty Ames. We've had outstanding managers in the Crabs' history. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Myers. The pitch. High, ball 3. Three and 2 to Myers. The payoff. Viete comes to the plate 3-2. Myers fouls it off over by the Crabs dugout. One more time, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crabs have scored 1 this inning. 9-0 is the score. And the pitch. High with a fastball, ball 4.
They got a pitcher warming in the bullpen.
So for the first time this afternoon, despite all the runs and all the hits, we can say the bases are FOC, full of crustaceans, for Alex Aguirre. The pitch to Aguirre almost hits him. Backs him off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. The bases are juiced. 1 out. From the set. The pitch. Aguirre lashes it well foul. He was way out in front of it. Hit the light stanchion. Way off to the left. That's way out in front.
He yanked that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ball 1 and 2 now. Aguirre a double in 3 trips this afternoon. Viete is set. The pitch. Stays up, 2-2. Two and 2 to Aguirre. The pitch. Lined but fouled on the left field line. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. From the set. The pitch. Whoa, over but low.
Close
That looked
pitch.
pretty good.
Yikes.
Tough pitch to take, but the count now goes full. From the stretch, the payoff pitch. Grounded foul over to the Crabs dugout again. All right. 3-2 the count. Crab runners take their leads. The pitch. Lined fouled on the left field line.
He's just out in front of these pitches.
That was fouled by not that much. Maybe 5 feet. Maybe not that much. All right, Viete reads Jan. Comes home 3-2. Stays up. And an easy RBI for Aguirre as Murphy trots home. Burks and Myers move up 90 feet. Second consecutive walk. Aguirre gets his 3rd RBI of the day. Manager's coming to the mound, and we are going to go to the bullpen. So Viete
Not so good.
not having much success here in the 8th inning. He got Devin Lehman to fly out to center, but other than that,
And even that ball was hit hard.
yeah, a single, a couple of doubles, and a couple of walks. And so he will go to the showers. Not literally. And we have a new pitcher.
Glover.
We saw Glover in a position role earlier, I think, in this series. Keaton Glover, yeah, he played right field in the opener. So he's now coming to the mound as the Colt 45's will try and shut down this potent Crab offense. As he takes his warm-up pitches, let's give a listen to a little bit of the Crabgrass Band.
Well, I've got more than a feeling.
Yeah, that's the song they're playing now. Yeah.
That it's going to be a Crab sweep, up 10-0.
I'd say all indications point to that. Kyle Blakeman coming to the bat to face Keaton Glover with the bases loaded and one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Normally, with this kind of lead and the 50-50 drawing having been held, you'd see more people having left the ballpark, but it's such a beautiful afternoon. So great to be here.
Yeah, even the Vultures are out.
Well,
of course, that may be
relates
because
to
of the score.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, right-hander versus right-hander. The pitch to Blakeman. Kyle takes the pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball inside, 2-0.
Well, and the other thing is the kids get to run the bases after the game today, and the Colt 45's have graciously offered to high-five the kids as well as they come around. So they're going to hang out after the game and meet some of our fans.
Line drive to left field. It's going to the wall. It's going to be off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in on a stand-up double by Kyle Blakeman. So Burks and Myers scores. Aguirre motors over to third. I'm never too good at math. How many does that make we got now? Is we up to 11, 12?
11 now, I think.
11.
No, wait, no, 12.
So it's 12-0. Here is Alejandro Lara. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Alejandro's had a heck of a series. He had 4 hits in last night's ball game.
It's 3 RBIs in a game now for Blakeman.
Fastball is taken for a strike, 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count to Lara. And the pitch. High with a fastball, 1-1. Aguirre at third, Blakeman at second. 12-0 Crabs. The 1-1 offering to Lara. Alejandro hits a high fly ball into shallow center field. Harris has got it. Runner at third is going to tag up and score, so credit Lara with a sacrifice fly. As Aguirre comes in to score, Blakeman holds at second base. Second RBI of the evening for Lara. And it is now 13-0, so the Crabs matched their total last night when they won 13-3. A couple of close games in Reading, but quite honestly, rematch has been no match. It's been all Crabs.
It's been all Crabs. 7-3, 13-3, and now 13-0, and we're not done.
Roberto Hasse hits one down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's foul. Out by the bullpen of the Colt 45, so it's just a long strike to Roberto Hasse. Roberto, a single and a double in 4 trips. He's also scored a run. Takes a fastball outside, 1-1.
Reading didn't do themselves any favors today, though, getting behind early after some errors. They were down 3-0, 3 unearned runs in the 3rd inning.
How many errors have they committed? 5?
5.
Ouch. Ouch. Ground ball to the shortstop. This could do it. He's up with it. The throw to first, and the Crabs are retired in the 8th inning. 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 left. And now at the end of 8 complete, it's the Crabs 13 and the Colt 45's nothing. You listen to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka. New pitcher on the mound for the Humboldt Crabs. It'll be Matt Becker to finish up and to try and preserve a shutout that has been thrown through 8 innings by Matthew Hernandez, who went the first 6. Ronnie Davis, 2 shutout innings, and now Matt Becker will finish it off.
Matt Beck, his 16 in the 3rd innings pitched. He has an ERA of 3.31.
Fabing bedeviled the Crab hurlers in the first 2 games of this series, but as Benjamin just mentioned, sure would like to at least get 1 run on the board. Rather than
Runs, 15 hits. They committed 1 error. For the Colt 45's, no runs, 4 hits, 5 errors.
the winning pitcher